Special Operations, codename Nightfall. Available.
Side cross. I'm telling target. Penalties are no factor. You are clear to engage.
I don't want you to come here and survive. I want you to come here to compete. You're looking at 730 days of training in front of you, and it's no joke every one of those days. It's quite honestly, we're going to crush you.
The training is physically challenging.
Do not stop.
The mental training mixed in with the academics, you have to have your mind right.
Get off the ground, get up, hydrate.
You definitely can't quit. You definitely can't quit.
We're preparing men and women.
We're preparing them to eventually go out into combat. It might seem very intense, but it doesn't compare to what they're going to be going through when they're downrange.
From 6 in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're doing nothing but working out.
Your push-ups, your sit-ups, your swims, and your runs, you should be able to do that all day long.
You're going to hit physical walls. Being able to complete an exercise when you feel like you are about to die is huge.
Get off the ground, get up, let's go.
Pushing past those boundaries where you didn't believe that you could go is part of your mental training.
I'll be honest, most of our individuals have that mental and physical block in the pool.
Lots of people think that they're out of breath when they still have about 60 seconds left.
It's hurting to breathe.
It's getting yourself to flip the switch of being underwater and being uncomfortable. Every training objective we do has a real-world application.
The first time I went to Afghanistan, I didn't realize I was going to be walking up thousands of feet of mountainous terrain with 100-pound packs on our back.
One of the craziest scenarios I've been in, getting a Canadian force out of Afghanistan. We had the fast rope into the objective. There was IEDs throughout the field. He had bilateral amputations about the knee level. But you have to learn what's in front of you, attack it, go on to the next.
When you're in an actual firefight and bullets are flying and people are dying, it's a reality check.
These courses are meant to break you down.
You gotta be kidding me!
All week I've been in pain. It hurts. Everything you do hurts. But nothing hurt as much as ringing that bell.
This is painful. This hurts.
Yeah, team, I quit.
I don't want to be here anymore.
I failed the push-ups.
The run kind of hit me harder than it usually does.
I had 2 shallow water blackouts. It's just where you don't have enough air underwater.
I was running and I just kept vomiting the whole time.
I called it quits. I kept failing my team. I just couldn't fail them anymore.
Whatever your motivation is, it has to be able to carry you beyond your physical limits, beyond your mental fatigue.
Listen to me. Suck it up, man. Let's go.
You can't want it just because you want to be a badass. You got to have your mindset on the bigger picture.
My family is my motivation.
I have a lot of people relying on me.
All the people who have given their lives.
Everyone has the will to win. It's not the will to win we're looking for. It's the will to prepare to win.
Train 5 out of 7 days of the week.
Running, calisthenics,
high-intensity workouts.
Spending a lot of time in the pool.
Lifting weights isn't going to do a whole lot for you.
We have a saying, exceeding the standard is the standard. They need to be so far above the standards that there's no question they're going to make it through. We are put into the most dangerous places in the world. We're surrounded constantly by people that want to kill us.
Everything that we do here applies to the battlefield.
Enduring the suck, as we say, is part of your life, and it becomes your new normal. And if you think that that is as hard as it's going to get, you're wrong.
And it's strenuous, it's long, but you just push through it. You have to tell yourself that it's worth it. I'm doing this no matter what, but I will never quit.
We're looking for somebody who can think critically, process a problem, and then make a good decision based off of that. A combat controller is generally sent out as a one-man attachment to a special operations team. The role of a combat controller is to be the air-to-ground liaison. You could be helping blow up IEDs. You could be manning artillery pieces the next day, or a high-altitude, high-opening jump trip. We're not just a weapons specialist or just a comms specialist or just a demo specialist. We're all of those things combined. There's so many qualifications that we have that you are constantly in a state of training. The combat control pipeline is a 2-year-long pipeline. The first school that you go to is combat control selection course, followed by air traffic control school, SEER school, airborne school, and then combat control school. From there, you'll move to advanced skills training. The most challenging part for me was stress inoculation week. Stress inoculation is non-stop training back to back to back, very little sleep. My advice to recruits coming in, prepare yourself physically. If you're not prepared physically, you're not even going to graduate the first school to go to the second. The combat control motto is first there. We're the only special operations force that has the air traffic control capability. We're one of the first people into Afghanistan to set up the airfield. As a combat controller, you're not always fighting the enemy. Combat controllers deployed to Haiti after the earthquake, and they controlled hundreds of flights in and out of the area. They were able to medevac wounded people out, fly in supplies. So we have the qualification to fly or jump into an island to start working humanitarian aid. That's something that I love about this career field.
Our job is to bring that firepower to the enemy and integrate everything that is air to ground and vice versa. TACPs are best utilized by other branches. We're going to be working with the Army, the Marines, even potentially Navy. You're going to be relied upon as a sole individual to be the communications specialist and that joint fire specialist for potentially thousands of individuals. Whatever's flying, you can talk to it. Whatever's on the ground, you can link up with it. TACPs are always working on radios for communication, map skills for targeting, and knowing what's the latest and greatest. Our job, while not deployed, is to train as if you are deployed. That's how you're constantly developing your skills so that once you do get downrange, it's second nature. When you want to become a TACP, you graduate basic training just as anybody else would, and you go on to the TACP schoolhouse. After the TACP schoolhouse, you'll continue on to survival training, and once that's completed, you go on to your unit where most of your training is going to be conducted. You're going to find what you're truly made of, both physically and mentally. If you have that mental fortitude to press on even when you think that your body's giving in, then you're going to make it. What motivated me to be a TACP initially was I wanted to be actively engaged in combat. I wanted to go and I wanted to fight whatever enemy was opposing America. I wanted to be one of those individuals who was doing some sort of specialty work. When we get downrange, our job is not only to take care of ourselves, but it's to take care of our counterpart. And it's not just to bring the capabilities that we have, it's to quite literally pick up that extra weight. If we need to cross-load and take some of the gear, we're going to do it. If there is somebody within that area of operations that needs you, you're going to be going. Tracking friendlies is the most important part of our job and ensuring that they get home from the battlefield.
We're going to do whatever it takes to get somebody out, to save their life. A pararescueman is basically a technical rescue specialist as well as a combat medic that can either attach to another special operations team or work in conjunction with other pararescuemen. Sometimes you're going to be working with civilian personnel or other agencies too, so being able to interoperate is really, really important for this job. One of the unique things about being a pararescueman is that we spend 90% of our time on the ground. We do bring that capability of a greater understanding of aircraft and how they work and how to infill and exfil out of them. but most of our time is completing the mission on the ground. If I had to describe a pararescueman, I would say it is a mixture between a paramedic and a firefighter, mixed with a rescue diver, mixed with a mountain rescue specialist. I love the mountains. That's something that I've always been passionate about. I was also interested in medicine. This crew field seemed to bring all of them together in kind of a unique and exciting way. There are a lot of stages in the pararescue pipeline. Pipeline consists of a variety of schools that give you specialty skills. The training is the most difficult part of it all, but it's also the most fun. The motto of pararescue is that others may live. Whether it be going into the mountains, into the battlefield, diving underwater, that's our mission, is to go and save somebody's life. You have the person that you're rescuing's life completely in your hands. It's one of the greatest responsibilities anybody can ever have.
Weather pretty much impacts all military operations, and SAUT's job to exploit the weather to our advantage. Special Operations Weather is the Air Force's ground special operator that specializes in meteorological and environmental analysis and forecasting. Core tasks for all special operators: shooting, moving, communicating. So while you have to be pulling security, you've been doing all the other tasks, you have to be keeping an eye on the weather. One of the biggest misconceptions is that SAUT can be replaced by a weather app. The internet might say partly cloudy or mostly cloudy, but SAUT get way farther in the weeds and more accurate than that. The big thing is what kind of clouds are those, at what flight level? Is an A-10 going to be able to get below the clouds? Are the rivers high? Are they low? Are you going to be able to get a Humvee through it? It's tailoring the weather to specific missions. You work heavily with conventional weather forces, whether it's Air Force weather or even Navy and Marine weather folks. It's a lot of coordination and mission planning beforehand. Training pipeline is pretty long. It's 2+ years for SAUT. It's extremely challenging. It's heavy on the academics as well as the physical. One big piece is the cultural training that we have. Being able to work with indigenous people. You get over places like Iraq or Africa, there may not be a weather reporting station within 500 miles. But talking to locals and having been there, done that, you know that you hear the crickets chirping this many times, there's going to be fog at this time. It becomes second nature. We've seen where the enemy is using sandstorms and bad weather to time their attacks. And if we're able to time it more accurately than they are, we can time our operations and employ ground or air assets. Our single biggest advantage on the battlefield is our air power, and weather affects that more so than anything else. Lives can be on the line, so needing to be right on your forecasting, it's a pretty big deal.
Welcome to Air Force Special Operations. Codename 9. Please select male or female. Sir, yes, sir. Please select a specialty. Combat Controller. Combat controllers are FAA certified air traffic controllers operating. Please select a jump. Jump 1. Jumping out and okay. Let's see if you've got what it takes.
JPAG 3-2, this is Guardian 1-1. 3 minutes to go time.
Copy, Guardian 1-1. Listen up, team. Welcome to Halo Jump School. Today you'll learn how to jump, open your parachute, and glide down to the drop zone. Check your electronic jump station, EJS, for step-by-step directions, and I'll provide additional tips and feedback on the way down. Stay with me. Open your parachute at 4,000 feet. and you'll be fine. Copy, Guardian 1-1. Jumpers, check ripcord pull. Copy, Guardian 1-1. Airmen to jump station. 3, 2, 4, jump! Okay, team, just stay with me. Ron, okay, jump, airmen, but keep practicing. You're falling behind. Speed up! You're way out of position. Get back on my tail, airmen, or this jump is going to be scrubbed.
JPad 3-2, this is Guardian 1-1. 3 minutes to go time.
Copy, Guardian 1-1. Listen up, team. Welcome to Halo Jump School. Today you'll learn how to jump, open your parachute, and glide down to the drop zone. Check your electronic jump station, EJS, for step-by-step directions, and I'll provide additional tips and feedback on the way down. Stay with me. Open your parachute at 4,000 feet, and you'll be fine. Copy, Guardian 1-1. Jumpers, check ripcord pull. Roger, Guardian 1-1. Airmen to jump stations. 3, 2, jump! Okay, team, just stay with me. Silver, solid jump, airmen. You're falling behind. Speed up! Where are you going? If you get any further away, you'll have to start over. 4,500 feet. Get ready to deploy the... You're too far off course. This jump is over. At ease, airmen.
JPad 3-2, this is Guardian 1-1. 3 minutes to jump spot.
Copy, Guardian 1-1. Listen up, team. Welcome to Halo Jump School. Today you'll learn how to jump, open your parachute, and glide down to the drop zone. Check your electronic jump station, EJS, for step-by-step directions, and I'll provide additional tips and feedback on the way down. Stay with me. Open your parachute at 4,000 feet, and you'll be fine. Roger, Guardian 1-1. Jumpers, check ripcord pull. Roger, Guardian 1-1. Airmen to jump stations. 3, 2, jump! Okay, team, just stay with me. Silver, solid jump, airmen. You're falling behind. Speed up. You're way out of position. Get back on my tail, airmen, or this jump is going to be scrubbed. Pull! 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 Get a grip on those toggles, airmen. You're too far off course. This jump is over. At ease, airmen. Let's see if you made the grade. Your ratings for each phase of the jump are silver, ungraded, ungraded. Your final rating is ungraded.
Welcome to Air Force Special Operations. Codename